always wondered if it was possible to try to get back into the shadows, but you just can't. It's possible. And I guess I can say that I tried.
1990, I was born. A year previously, my mother and father married, making a blended family. My eldest sister, Sandra, is 29. My brother, John Paul, is 28. They are my father's first children with his late wife, my stepmother. My sister, Ashley, 24, is my mother's daughter from her late husband, my stepdad, which makes me the youngest and the missing link that joins our two families together. It wasn't until about 3 to 4 years ago that I realized that I was the only thing that was making sure the family didn't split in two. For the longest time, I thought my step-parents died the same way, until I was about 15 years old, when my dad told me everything. My stepdad was a heavy smoker, so he developed lung cancer when my sister was about 3 years old. Eventually, he passed away when my sister Ashley was just 5 years old. During that time, my stepmom had severe depression after her best friend died and developed alcoholism along the way. It was so painful for her that not even the painkillers stopped it. Desperate to numb the pain, she drowned the bottle, and well, let's just say they weren't able to give her a Catholic funeral. My parents knew each other before, so less than a year they got married, wanting to give their kids the gift of 2 parents instead of 1. Unfortunately, it didn't end the drama, but only sparked more between my 2 eldest siblings and my parents, as well as dealing with the shock of their mother dying only months previously. If I had any idea that I was in the cave when I was younger, then I was completely content inside. The shadows I saw were the disguised yells of my oldest sister arguing with my parents. At the time, I didn't know what it meant. But when it did happen, Ashley and John Paul always brought me outside or in my room to make sure I couldn't hear it. It's not like I was completely oblivious that nothing was wrong. Even as a child, I knew that my family kept things hidden from me, secrets and spoke behind my back. They didn't want me to be troubled about it. Sadly, though, it didn't work. I had no memory of being pushed or dragged into the light. Maybe it was an accident and I just stumbled through. I just remember the light and how much it burned. It burned a lot because they just made sure I was so deep into the dark. So when I was exposed, it was just all too overwhelming. My family kept on pretending that everything was all right around me, even though I knew. So keeping that mask on, I pretend that everything is okay too. Still being in the same position as I was 3 years ago, I stand alone in the light. If it's possible, my family is standing in the shadows of their own silhouettes, so they have no idea that I'm right next to them, listening to every angry word they say. So, how am I reacting? Well, I was never a fan of the heat of the sun, so I've tried to hide, but I can't seem to find any shade. It's an ironic thing to say, since when I was younger, I was afraid of the dark, and now finding that I'm out of it, I just want to go back in. But it isn't all bad. Now that I'm free, maybe I might find my own light, a light that won't burn.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy